Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. So I've got a lot more to cover with the Madeline Soto case, but I wanted to take a break and get through some of these documents that have been posted this week on the Orange County Court records for our favorite Sarah Boone. So let's go through it. There's some interesting little tidbits, and I figured you guys would like to hear them if you have not already checked it out. And as always, you guys can always go to the Orange County Clerk of Court website to look at this stuff. And I will show you guys real quick where to go. It is the Orange County Court Record Search. So you can go in here. It is Freedom of Information. And you can search through Sarah Boone's current docket events, hearings, all that sort of stuff. So we're going to kind of look through. There's been a few posted, excuse me, since she was in court. And as of right now, she's not due back in court. And they don't even have the 3rd on here. But I think that that's just... I think they're still going to probably end up being in court on the 3rd. But again, there's a status hearing. It looks like set for... Well, no. They actually did cancel that 9/24. So it looks like we've got still got a trial management conference for the 26th of September. And then the trial is still set for October 7th. I am still curious if that's going to stand. Judge Cranick does seem to be very set on that, so I think in the next couple weeks we're going to see. So I want to go through this one. This kind of appears in a couple of the filings, so it seems to be a little bit repetitive. But this is notices of filing, and the most interesting thing about this is it's got Sarah Boone's inmate behavior notes. We have looked at some of this stuff before. You remember when we talked about how she likes to hoard cheese and all that sort of fun stuff? So yeah, this is what they keep on her at the jail. And considering it has to do with her court and the laptop, this is all documented and filed in her court records. So we've got August 13th. Well, first it looks like the return the laptop, so it looks like it starts up there. As she returned the laptop. So again, some of this stuff is pretty, mundane, where she's picking up the laptop, dropping off the laptop and the USB drives. And then, of course, she has to start complaining and having issues, because what would it be? It couldn't be Sarah Boone without some sort of an issue. So we got on 8/14. Is she was given, it looks like the laptop, 3 USB, 1 Discovery hard drive issued, offered to inmate Boone, Sarah. She refused due to her going to court. So I guess she didn't want it because she has to go to court. And there is inmate Boone was advised not to wear her altered inmate blues to uniform, looks like to downtown court. So this is all on 8/14, and it states that looks like 2 different corrections officers here. While inmate Boone appeared for her scheduled court appearance, it was discovered by CRSO Jones that Boone had altered her county issue blues with staples along the seam of her pants legs. Inmate Boone was counseled for this negative behavior and informed that her blues were considered contraband and issued more blues. So apparently she wants to do her own seamstressing or what have you. But everything with her is she's an exception to the rule. So she's not allowed to staple because they're not allowed to have anything sharp. Remember, she's not allowed to have paper clips, staples, rubber bands. I mean, anything that could be potentially used as a weapon, they can't have. So obviously, I'm not even sure how she got staples. But, hey. And then it looks like she was given 2 property bags. So this would be right after she got back from court. It looks like here. So remember they were stating they were going to give her more property bags and the manila envelopes. So this is just documenting that she received all that sort of information. I mean, all that sort of stuff that she was requesting in court. And inmate Boone laptop was available and provided to her at 2000 hours, informational purposes. So she was given that laptop, and then she returned the laptop a couple hours later, it looks like. And then we jump to the next morning at 8 a.m. She was given the 3 USB, 1 Discovery hard drive, and let's see, at 9:45. At 1948 hours, inmate Boone notified staff she was not sure she was going to use the laptop because she's unable to get internet. Yeah, you're not going to get internet, Sarah. It's just not going to happen. Inmate Boone stated she will let staff know when she's ready to use the laptop because, you know, everything is on Sarah Boone's schedule and time. At 2100 hours, inmate Boone approached staff and requested to use the laptop. The laptop was provided to inmate Boone. Okay, then we jump to the next page here. This is 8:16, 6:23 a.m. Inmate Boone verbally refused her breakfast tray. Guess she didn't want those jail eggs and whatever else they put on their plate. 7:52 a.m., same day, 8:16. On Friday, August 16th at approximately 0730 hours, I informed inmate Boone that the laptop will be made available for her to utilize between the hours of 0800 to 1600 hours. At approximately 0742 hours, the laptop arrived. And then we jump to a bit later in the day, 10:41 a.m. On Friday, August 16th, inmate Boone requested an extra small uniform shirt verbally, also inmate request form. Inmate Boone complains that the small uniform shirt or shirts issued to her has an improper fit. It's too big. Inmate Boone complains the small uniform shirts are revealing. If that's what you've been wearing to court, I don't see the problem. But, you know, to each their own. I don't know if she wants it tighter. I don't know. I don't think they're meant to be a stylish choice. But at least she's lucky that they're blues and not orange or stripes or something. I contacted Uniform Supply. I was informed that the smallest uniform shirt is a small. Inmate Boone requested to receive an extra small shirt prior to her meeting on Saturday, August 17th, 2024. So, yeah, so she's not going to get it because it's not available. Devotional book given. Okay, I guess she asked for some sort of devotional book. On Friday, August 16th, at approximately 1600 hours, inmate Boone turned in the laptop, USB drive, and Discovery hard drive. Then we jump to 7:06 p.m. On 8:16, inmate Boone requested a smaller inmate uniform top due to a meeting scheduled for her case. So, as we know, she doesn't give up. She has to ask multiple times if she wants something. So, I asked inmate Boone what size top did she currently have on, and she informed me a small. I informed inmate Boone that size small was the smallest inmate uniform top that FDC had to offer. Inmate Boone requested that I look for her a different small that may fit smaller than the small she was wearing. Because again, she is special. Remember, she's Sarah, special Sarah. I informed inmate Boone that I would not look for her in a smaller size. She was informed to wear a t-shirt or a thermal under her top if she felt it was too big and might show too much. I applaud this person, this correctional officer. She's like, I ain't doing that for you. Move along, honey. And it looks like she was laptop, 3 USBs, 1 Discovery hard drive was issued. Then we jump to the next page. Again, she looks like another laptop here. I informed inmate Boone that she had until 2300 hours to utilize the laptop. She said she needed a mental break and would not like to utilize it. This entry is for informational purposes only. I see all of this as vital because they're giving her so many opportunities to have this laptop, to have this information that she needs for court. So then they could look back at it later when she says, "Oh, I wasn't given enough time with my discovery and my laptop." And they're like, "You said you needed a mental break and didn't want it." There you go. On Saturday, August 17th, inmate Boone requested to shower prior to 0800 hours due to a meeting conducted on today. Inmate Boone was afforded the opportunity to shower at approximately 0718 hours. On Saturday, August 17th, at approximately 0715 hours, I informed inmate Boone the laptop, USB drive, and Discovery hard drive would be available for her usage between 0800 to 1600 hours. The laptop, USB drive, and Discovery hard drive arrived approximately 025 hours. Inmate Boone issued laptop, USB drive, and Discovery hard drive. Let's see. On August 17th, inmate Boone was on an interview with a professional visitor. The visitor informed staff he had legal mail for inmate Boone. Sergeant Dunn, Corporal Hall, and I searched inmate Boone property. During the search, the following items were amongst her legal mail: paper clips, staples, clear Ziploc bags, one written tablet with staples attached. During the search, inmate Boone became argumentative in questioning staff why her property was being searched. I informed inmate Boone that she is subject to search at any time. Inmate was not receptive. What a shock. She's not receptive. Yeah. So, again, Sarah, paper clips, staples, you can't have that stuff. This is why all your discovery, any staples, paper clips were removed before you got the papers. And of course she's going to be, "Oh, it's all my stuff. Why are you touching it?" Because you are in jail, Sarah. Alright, and then looks like she was issued the laptop again with her hard drive and delivered late due to staff shortage, which I'm sure she complained about. Inmate Boone returned the laptop, and then looks like we jumped to the 18th. Inmate verbally refused breakfast. Alright, and then 8:18, we're still on Sunday. Sunday, August 18th, at approximately 0715 hours, I informed inmate Boone, Sarah, one laptop, USB drive, and Discovery hard drive will be available for her usage between 0800 to 1600 hours. At approximately 0724 hours, one laptop, USB drive, and Discovery hard drive. So they gave her laptop, and looks like they gave it to her early. And then on Sunday, August 18th, at approximately 0800 hours, okay, here you go. Here's where she actually was issued the laptop. At approximately 8:10 hours, I was informed by inmate Boone the issued laptop was not charged. Darn. Sergeant Y. Dunn was notified and responded with a charger. At approximately 0900 hours, the laptop began charging. Inmate Boone was notified. At approximately 10:15 hours, I reissued one laptop, 3 USB drive, and one Discovery hard drive to inmate Boone. The 3 USB drive and one Discovery hard drive was secured in one plastic bag together. At approximately 10:45 hours, inmate Boone, Sarah, turned in a request. The request referenced receiving an ink pen and paper from staff. Sergeant Dunn was notified and retrieved inmate Boone request form. Sergeant Dunn returned to B dorm with 2 inmate pens for inmate Boone to utilize. At approximately 10:59 hours, I issued 2 inmate pens to inmate Boone. Sergeant Dunn informed that she had issued inmate Boone legal paper yesterday. At approximately 11:04 hours, I was informed by inmate Boone, Sarah, the laptop was charged at 52%. Oh, she's going to notify him constantly if it's got a problem. I guarantee it. Every single time. As the dorm officer, I'm aware that Boone Sarah is to receive a laptop per a set schedule. I'm also aware that she tends to use it frequently. However, I noticed today that she didn't ask for it since my arrival to shift. I then asked if she would like to utilize her laptop privileges, to which she stated, "Yes, I have wanted to use it, but you didn't ask me. I was told you guys are to ask me if I want to use it, and I'm not to ask any questions." Ha! I think you're told that the hours, Sarah, and then all you have to do is ask for it. And it looks like the previous couple days she knew that. This officer is trying to cover CYA, cover their ass. It should be noted that inmate Boone has been briefed by staff regarding her laptop usage since she first received it, and is to also ask the dorm officer for it if she would like to use it. Again, she did not notify me that she would like to use it at any time since my arrival to shift. She received the laptop and Corporal Ward was notified. Moments later, while I was conducting a visual inspection, she stated to me the laptop was low on battery, to which I looked and confirmed that it was. Inmate Boone then requested an OP60 statement form stating, "This is the third day in a row that it's been given to me with a dead battery. It's supposed to be charged. May I have the statement form that they give you guys to document when I don't use the laptop? I want to write about the laptop constantly being dead." And I'm sure she's going to write the judge all about it. And I can't wait. She was given the form and the laptop was placed on the charger. This entry is for documentation purposes only. If she doesn't have anything to complain about, I don't think her day goes well. What do you guys think? So again, I think that she loves to complain. Okay, inmate Boone Sarah is currently pro se and is allowed a laptop per scheduled hours of the day. Inmate Boone is currently pro se and is allowed a laptop per scheduled hours. The laptop had a low battery and needed to be charged. An entry was made hours ago by this officer regarding the battery, and also inmate Boone requested an OP60 statement form. While collecting the form from inmate Boone, I informed her that the laptop is now charged and should be ready for use in the morning. I also told her that I will make the day shift officer aware that the laptop is to be charged when she's finished with it, so that she can utilize it during the night shift. Inmate Boone then stated, "Miss Ford, I will take the form back. I didn't really want to turn it in. It's okay, I will keep it in my documents. Just please let the officers know it has to be charged. I can't do anything without it." Yeah, Sarah, we all know. I gave her the form back, and Sergeant Moreno was notified. This entry is for documentation purposes only. So, that's that portion of it here. Also, she refused breakfast again the next day. You think she's trying to lose weight for court? I don't know. Well, she's not hoarding any cheese or anything right now, so far. But she's sure complaining about her laptop problems. Alright, and this here is motion for attorney's fees. I found this kind of interesting. I'm not going to go through all 17 pages here. I'm just going to kind of sift through it. But I did find this interesting because it's telling how much these attorneys made. And I don't know how much attorneys make currently. I know it's more than I make, but I'm sure this is not what Patricia Cashman typically makes as a defense attorney. But this is when she, looks like she filed for payment here as the fourth appointed attorney on February 9th of this year. The undersigned is now billing on this cause because the case has reached a billable point. So I guess she hasn't gotten paid a penny since the start. So the Justice Administrative Commission, that's the JAC, response to the billing was to object to the flat fee amount of $15,000 for attorney's fees and the $1,800 for reimbursable costs expended by this attorney in a hearing is requested. A copy of the objection letter is attached as marked in Exhibit 1. So I guess there's a problem with her getting the payment she's requesting. Let's see. The undersigned counsel represented the defendant over a 4-month period. Counsel spent well over 100 hours on said case, as evidenced by the attached certificate of time marked in Exhibit 2. Over 20 of those hours were spent with the defendant. Miss Boone was charged by information with second-degree murder. There was a vast amount of media attention to this cause. Miss Boone was accused of putting her boyfriend in a suitcase where he died. There was a video of the incident that went viral. Counsel made preparing this case a priority, as the case had been pending since February of 2020. The final disposition of the case was the court entering an order that Miss Boone had waived her right to counsel. There was a significant amount of discovery to review: multiple CDs, DVDs, paper discovery of over 400 pages of reports and statements, 2 banker boxes of files obtained from previous counsels, and background information on the relationship between the deceased and the defendant. Interesting. I would love to hear about some of that. The state listed 22 witnesses, 2 of whom were deposed by this counsel and 7 of whom were deposed by previous counsel. There were 8 separate statements given by the defendant. Counsel also needed to review the media accounts that potential jurors may have seen. The case was highly covered by Court TV, News Nation, Fox, local news channels, and the Orlando Sentinel. Know Your Lawyer, Legal Bites, and Bruce Rivers did multiple stories on their channels. Many of the previous held court proceedings were televised, and the letters written by the defendant were published and analyzed. The defendant wrote a 58-page letter to the court and had previously written multiple long letters to the court that counsel needed to review to determine the potential impact on the case and develop a strategy for jury selection. Counsel spent over 20 hours at jail conferences with the client. Undersigned counsel has submitted a voucher to JAC for payment. And she's citing all the Florida statutes. So again, Cashman is requesting that the court enter an order approving the amount of $15,000 for attorney's fees and $1,800 for reimbursable costs, for a total of $16,800, directing that the undersigned be compensated by the state of Florida Justice Administrative Commission and for such other and further relief as the court deems just and equitable. So that is giving us some information about how much this is all costing. And again, she's the last attorney. So we're talking almost $17,000 that Patricia Cashman's asking for. I completely believe that they all have earned every penny. It just sucks because it's coming out of the tax dollars. But let's see here. This is JAC. Looks like they're not objecting to the witness fees and the $1,800. They're having a problem with paying her $15,000 for her fees, is stating, before the following reasons, your date of appointment on this case was 2/9/2024. The legislature established flat fees of $15,000 for representation of felony non-capital murder cases. Looks like they're quoting multiple attorney case. The aggregate amounts billed for attorney's fees amongst all attorneys appointed to represent this case exceed the flat fee established in the General Appropriations Act per statute 27.530411. Florida statutes, the flat fees prescribed under General Appropriations Act. So it looks like basically they're saying this is far exceeding the maximum for as far as these statutes permit, and the fact that it says you were appointed to this case but did not represent the client through the entire course of the case. Thus, the court appointed more than one private attorney to represent this client. The court must appropriation to the flat fee amongst all the private court-appointed counsel who worked on the case. In this matter, you were the fourth of 4 attorneys that were appointed to represent the defendant. So here are the attorneys. So this is interesting. Looks like they all billed about the same amount. Because the court must appropriation the flat fee. Alright. So it looks like Mark Consuelo, I guess fee waiver was received. That was from 6/22/2022 to 7/11 of 2022. He wasn't even on the case for a month. Frank Bankowitz, who we all know she loved, 7/11/2022 to 9/8/2023, he billed $15,000. Yeah, he probably deserves it. Winston Hobson, he was on the case from 9/8 of 2023 to 2/9 of 2024. He also billed the $15K. Patricia Cashman, 2/9/2024 to 6/28/2024, billed $15,000, ordered discharging counsel, finding that defendant has forfeited, waived her right to counsel. And then we have defendant pro se, dates of appointment 6/28/2024 to ongoing and open. The trial court will decide the amount of compensation which each attorney is entitled. As to your representation, the decision is based on work performed from 2/9/2024 through your discharge from the case on 6/28/2024. If the attorneys are agreeable to a division of the flat fee, the attorneys may execute an attorney settlement agreement for splitting the flat fee. So, I guess Hobson, Bankowitz, and Cashman are the three seeking the $15,000 each. So they're going through how they're not going to approve all that. And let's see. She's stating, here's her, I guess this is her evidence with how much time she spent with Sarah and on the case. These are her exhibits. Again, I'm not saying that these attorneys don't deserve what they're asking for, but wow. If you guys want to look at these without me sifting through them real quick, again, you guys can go to the court docket, Orange County Clerk Court records. Let's see. Yeah, she did do a lot of work, and I know Bankowitz did a lot of work. I'm sure Hobson did as well. But again, the matter of what the maximum would be for a court-appointed defense, and what the JAC allows, and what they're billing is a whole different thing. So it goes from one to the other. So there you go. So I guess it's in question right now as far as what's going to happen, as far as what Cashman is asking for. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I think personally they probably all three of those attorneys earned every penny, especially Bankowitz and Cashman. And Hobson, again, I don't know what he did, but I'm sure he has his information as well. Anyone who has worked with her, they probably have earned every penny. But at the same time, the JAC is protecting not only the interests of the defendant in the court, but they're also defending the interests of the taxpayers. So it will be interesting to see what happens as far as that's concerned. And I wanted to include that on here because, remember, we've been talking about how much has her case cost the state of Florida. Well, there's some numbers, and I find that very interesting. And if anybody is more knowledgeable in that area, definitely let me know. I'm very curious what it comes down to, and I'm sure at some point we're going to get a further tally. But again, if you can imagine $15,000 times 3, I mean, yikes. All right, guys, that's all I've got for this one. Again, I'm sure there'll be more stuff coming for Sarah Boone very soon. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and most of all, stay safe.